Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Jonesboro. Today we are fortunate to have with us some guests with SCSEP, and that is the National Senior Community Employment Program. Our first guest is Dr. Karen Jones, and she is president of the NCBA. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit. Welcome first to Jonesboro.
Thank you.
Because I'm sure this is your first. I assume this
Very
is your first
trip to Jonesboro, and it's been wonderful meeting such wonderful people.
Well, you've had a nice visit this morning with some of our seniors.
Yes.
And
who are participants in our program and who also host agencies, people who hire our seniors that they've either trained and then employed.
Very good. And tell me a little bit about your agency.
The U.S. Department of Labor has a program called the Senior Community Services Program.
Okay.
And the senior, which is short for SCSEP. And every year they contract out to organizations like ours, NCBA, which we are based in Washington, D.C., and we cover 9 different states to include Arkansas. The Senior Community Services Program is the only national program focused on seniors, finding them, getting them trained, and finding them jobs within their communities. It's a community service program because the host agencies, or the places where they get placed for this training, provide them with all the tools and skill upgrades that they need, which enable them then to be contributing citizens again in the communities. It's an asset to nonprofit organizations, to municipalities, all of those. And it's been around for about 50 years. Thousands and thousands of seniors who maybe have one time worked and then stopped working but like to get re-entry into the workforce have had opportunities as a result of this program. And again, I can't reemphasize that this is the only national program that focuses on seniors and working in the workforce. So it's a very important program, and so we had a meeting earlier today with our participants, people who are part of the program, and our host agencies who help get us, the seniors in your community, employed.
Tell us who are your targets? Are these people of certain job descriptions, work histories?
Well, we take everybody 55 and older, who it's really geared towards low-income seniors. It is very, very difficult in this day and time for seniors to be able to just go present a resume and get employed. It's intimidating too, just because we do have ageism that they face. But this program gives them an opportunity to come in. We assess their skills or skill level wherever they are, and then we place them according to where their interests are or where we think they'll be most effective, and where the host agency or the organization that wants to hire them will certainly benefit from that person being there. So we match and pair the senior with the job. And so it's not a matter that you have to come with a background. We have people with very low skills, very low education, all the way up to people who are degreed. It's a matter of someone who is interested in staying in the workforce or coming back into the workforce and being able to contribute back to the community in which they live.
So say I come to you, out of work communications director, and you say I can find ways to help you?
Yes, absolutely. We will look at your skill level, your education, and your background, and then we'll try to match you with an organization that we have made contact with to try to make sure your skills are certainly utilized and that they will benefit the most from what you bring to the organization. It's a win-win situation, not only for the senior or for the person that's being employed, but it's also a big win for the organization because they get to work with very qualified people that they may not have been able to find on their own.
And tell me a little bit about what you do. You are headquartered in Washington, D.C.,
yes,
but you're here in Jonesboro, so I assume you go to a lot of places around the country.
Well, I do, but I have a national director who basically goes to the 9 states that we've been contracted to work in, and I just felt like because Arkansas is a new area for us. We replaced Experience Works, which people probably remember the name Experience Works, which prior to that they were called Green Thumb. So
Green
it goes
Thumb,
back a long,
correct.
long way. We have replaced them, and so this is a new area for us. So I felt it important to come, really get to meet some of the people, which has been wonderful. And then I'll leave that up to my national director, who will work very closely with our regional people here in Arkansas to make sure that the program continues to be administered and works well.
Now, you know, we're an aging population right now.
Absolutely.
I'm the end of the baby boomers.
Me too.
You're going to be there one day.
No, darling, I'm there.
All right, well, all right, make me feel bad. But if we're there, is Congress funding this appropriately?
Well, you know, as with all of the agencies in the federal government, we're all facing major cuts. Unfortunately for CSEP, we have faced some drastic cuts over the past 10 years, and again, this is a 50-year program. The White House administration this year proposed to completely eliminate the program, and everybody that we know, including elected officials who are very aware of the program, came together, and we really worked Congress to let them know how important this was. When the budget got to the House of Representatives there in Washington, they restored the funding to $378 million, but that was $100 million less than what it was the previous year. And so now we wait for the Senate to do their budget, and they will take that up after recess. And it may happen in September, or it may go up to December. I mean, you know, it just depends on how long they take with deciding their budget. Once they come up with the amount that they want to do, then obviously it will go into conference. And we just hope that in that conference we have people who understand the importance of this program, and that we don't lose $100 million, because, again, with a growing senior population, a growing need for employment, a need that we always talk about creating jobs, this is the way we've been doing it and been giving seniors the opportunity, again, to give back to their communities. So funding is a major part of it, and CSEP for some reason is always under threat.
And Karen, am I just because could be approaching that age, or am I wrong? Seniors are good workers, right?
Absolutely. They have the work ethic that people can appreciate, because they get to work on time, they do their job, and they bring not only their institutional knowledge of how you work in a working culture, but they also just contribute so much, because they bring that work experience and wisdom. And so that's not to demean younger people in it. It's just to, again, talk about that when you reach a certain age, you're not finished. You still have so much to contribute. And most of the people who are in our program, I would say the majority, they've worked all their lives. And for whatever reason, they either had to stop working, maybe had a caregiving situation, maybe were laid off, or maybe a health issue. They still want to contribute. So this program just gives them a little extra boost in getting back into the workforce if they need to do that. So.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're going to have a couple more guests when we return on Let's Talk, and but first I want to thank you, Karen Jones, for joining us, and thank you for coming to Jonesboro.
Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful place to visit.
Thank you. Our next two guests also participated in the event in Jonesboro this week, and it was an important event for seniors, and we've got an important program in Arkansas now. And now we have with us Sandra Thomas, who is the state program SCSEP director, which is a senior community employment program, as well as the national director, Deborah Carter. Ladies, thank you for joining us on Let's Talk. And can you tell us a little bit about the event this week in Jonesboro?
Absolutely. Today, the event was an outreach educational summit, and it was geared to bring all of our participants and host agencies together to educate them on the program, on the services that we provide, and also on the longevity of the program.
And Sandra, you're the state director now.
State manager.
The state manager.
Mhm.
So does that mean we have a little outlets around the state, or what does that mean? Do you travel the entire geography of Arkansas?
I'm the Arkansas State Manager for the Delta and the southern area
Okay.
of Arkansas. I cover the counties from Arkansas, Stuttgart, all the way up to Lee County, Greene County, Jonesboro, and that area.
And how long have you been in this role?
I've been in my role about 3 months now. I came into NCBA in February as the state secretary, and I've learned a lot about the program, and it's an awesome program. It really helps the seniors across the state.
What have you learned? I mean, is it a little bit daunting right now that really realizing how many people need help, or do you feel like that everything is pretty smooth?
But there will always be people in need. We just have the responsibility of providing for those needs. There are people who need additional training to be able to get back into the workforce. That is what we pride ourselves on as a senior community program. Our job is to help the seniors to feel better about themselves, to be encouraged to get up and get out and learn more, and not just sit home and waste away or not be able to support themselves.
It has a lot of purposes, doesn't it? But it's if you need income, if you need quality of life to get out and about, if you need that purpose. I mean, what do you find is the major motivating factor?
Quality of life, and to be able to support themselves and find a job. A lot of times when seniors go into the workplace and present a resume or fill out an application, you can tell age by the dates that's on your school, when you graduated high school, and some seniors, you know, have been in industrial employment, and they want to change and go back into the workforce and do something different. We provide opportunities like that through the training that we get from our host agencies.
Right. And now, Deborah, you're the national director.
That's
so
correct.
How long have you been in that role?
14 years.
14 years.
Absolutely.
So you have seen this grow and transcend, and you really have a feel for what's going. Now, this opportunity is just now coming to Arkansas. Am I understanding that correctly?
Well, we've always been in Arkansas. However, we grew tremendously because the Department of Labor every 4 years does what is called a transition and competition, and so we compete against one another, and we grew very large here in Arkansas.
So this event today, I guess you have these all over the country.
Yes, we've been traveling all over to educate people and to give them a good understanding of the fact that the program is going to be cut tremendously under this current White House administration, and our participants need to know. Our host agencies need to know. And we've been getting the message out very well across the United States, and now we're here.
Tell me about the host agencies here in Arkansas.
We have nonprofit host agencies. We work with city government. We work with local businesses throughout Arkansas to host our seniors that are sent for the training. Host agencies have a responsibility to train our seniors, and the seniors are given a stipend for the training that they receive.
Now, if funding is cut, how does that directly impact? Again, and when I was speaking with Karen Jones, I said I used myself as an example because I'm, ready to be a senior. It's going to happen any day now. What things? Why does this concern me? Funding's cut. How will that impact me? What will I need to be prepared for?
Well, if you're a host agency, there's a possibility that you will no longer be able to enjoy our seniors who will provide community service for your agency. And it will greatly impact a great number of seniors that enjoy our program right now. We will not be able to serve as many if $100 million is taken away from our program. It would be devastating. Many seniors will remain home, depressed, without income, or the ability to not only provide a community service, but to try to get a job, to help themselves, to continue to thrive.
So tell me how you connect people with jobs.
We have a great time doing this. We have many of companies across the nation that are senior friendly, and I think a lot of companies understand that to employ our seniors, they will get people with strong work ethics, attention to detail, and most important, that good old-fashioned customer service attitude. It's hard to find these days. And so we, our people such as Sandra and our job developers and other folks who are in the agencies, we reach out to companies and we let them know that there's a senior employment program that we have, and our seniors are ready, willing, and able to work. And we send them on interviews, and it's a go. Most of the time, it's a go. We have been known for actually getting over 50% of our seniors employed across the nation each
right?
and every year, and we are most proud of that statistic.
That is a fabulous
Yes, it
statistic,
is.
because I'm sure people are at a point where when they come to you, they're at a point where they need a job for whatever
Absolutely.
the reason. And tell me a little bit about the reasons. I spoke with Karen a little bit about that, but tell me what reasons you find.
Well, we are required by law to help those who are considered most in need.
Okay.
And we serve veterans first, and
Okay.
that is the law. We also must serve the homeless, the disabled, people who are at risk for homelessness, those who have limited English proficiency, those who live in very rural areas, those who have limited education, and so forth. And so once we determine that they qualify by age and income and by having a most in need characteristic or barriers, so to speak, we then perform what's called an intake. And we do a very thorough assessment, trying to find out where they've been and where they would like to go, so that we can do what is called an individual employment plan and then place them at an agency where is a good fit.
That's interesting, because that is just very humbling, good work right there. And I bet you said 14 years in
Yes.
this role. It's probably a passion for you.
It is a passion, and I've got so many success stories across the nation, from those deep in the Delta that do not have public transportation, but they find a way to get to these agencies because they're so tired of sitting at home, and they have a need to get out and survive. And we have many who across the nation have had to choose between medicine and food. And so this agency has helped so many people to be able to get employed, increase their self-worth, and just feel alive again. It has, again, given me more passion just to hear the many success stories across the nation.
I would think that is something that you're going to feel more, Sandra, as you grow in your role here in Arkansas. And after your meeting in Jonesboro, do you have any new thoughts about what our needs are, or what the city, what even citizens can do to help this your organization, the SCSEP?
Yes, the citizens can help us get the word out. There may be a senior that's at home that has not heard about NCBA, CSEP. And we have job developers, job counselors that are going throughout Jonesboro's and looking for seniors. We're looking for seniors in through the Goodwill Industries, through different host agencies, through different churches. So if they could get the word out and let them know about our organization, if they call us, we'll do a pre-app over the phone with them and see where they are, and we'll send somebody to see about them.
That's good. And you had Willie Jones, I
Yes.
think. It was a not local but regional leader, civic leader, and we had a lot of our elected officials. I know Representative Tosh was, and the mayors of Brookland and Lake City, as well as Mayor Perrin of Jonesboro, were present today. So I know you've got some civic involvement. It was at Nettleton Baptist Church, and I know other church leaders were in the group, as well as upward of 100 or more of people from our community.
Yes.
So you had a nice event for a debut, is what I thought. And so it was nice to see, and I think we'll try to do some more things to help, and
Okay.
hopefully Congress will do some important steps to help
We
our
appreciate it.
seniors in that.
Thank you.
But tell us, and we'll also post, but tell us how to get in touch, how to reach out to help.
The state office for this area is in Lone Oak, Arkansas. The phone number at the state office is 501-508-2841. And you can always reach me by email at stomas@myncba.com, or you can reach Mr. Jones at wjones@myncba.com.
myncba.com.
myncba.com.
Very nice. Ladies, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you
us.
so
Thank
much.
you.
We really
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
it.